experience, we recommend using a wired internet connection and closing any programs or browser sessions running in the background that could cause issues. Webinars are bandwidth intensive, so closing any unnecessary browser tabs will help you conserve your bandwidth. The webcast is being streamed through your computer, so there is no dial-in number. For the best audio quality, please make sure your computer speakers or headset are turned on and the volume is up so you can hear the presenters. Some networks cause slides to advance more slowly than others, so logging off your VPN is recommended. If your slides are behind, pushing F5 on your keyboard will refresh the page. You can find additional answers to some common technical issues located in the Help widget at the bottom of your screen. An on-demand version of the webcast will be available approximately 1 day after the webcast and can be accessed using the same audience link that was sent to you earlier. If you are watching today's webinar with a group of colleagues, you can provide a list of additional participants. Please download the Excel file located in the resource list, fill in the information, and email back to the Bentley email address located at the top of the file. Now, I'll hand it over to Joey so we can start off session 4 of this Open Roads Designer webinar series.
Okay, thank you, Catherine. And thanks everyone for joining in today. We are going to get started right away so that we have time to cover everything that we need to cover. So bear with me 1 second here while I share out my desktop. All right. You should be able to see my desktop at this point. Couple of things to talk about that I kind of want to just set the stage as we begin. Let me hide this. The objective for today is we're going to build the intersection and the median crossover that you see on the screen. So this is where we're going to go over the next hour. So feel free, as before, to always ask questions. And there's a team of Bentley colleagues ready to answer those behind the scenes, as well as the Q&A at the end. But this is what we're going to construct. Again, we're going to model the intersection you see and the median crossover as well. The general agenda you see here on the screen. Let me make this point as we get started. Everything that we do today, all of the tools that we work through, all of the workflows or the techniques, the things that we do are really applicable to both intersections or driveways. The goal really here is to really help you understand how that you can take advantage of a specific set of tools of the intersection, along with modifying how the intersection or how the corridor is going to interact with the intersection at the radiuses. And then after the 2D is created, we're going to assign vertical definition to that 2D geometry. And I'll explain more what I mean when I say assign vertical definition to the 2D geometry. One thing in Open Roads Designer that's important to begin to think about and understand is that when we say geometry, that could mean station geometry, meaning main lines and vertical alignments, but that geometry could also mean edges of pavements, flow lines of ditches, back of curbs, shoulders, other things as well, okay? So that's kind of where I'm using the term geometry. So we'll lay out the 2D geometry, make modifications to the roadway corridor, then we'll vertically define our 2D geometry by using profiles and vertical geometry tools. Then we're going to actually build the intersection model, which will consist of the pavement section, of course, for the pavement section, we'll create a terrain and use surface templates. And we're going to model the shoulders and the side slopes around it. From there, after modeling the intersection, section, we'll move over into the median crossover. Area of the roadway corridor. And we'll go through that process too. In a little more streamlined fashion. But we're going to go ahead and build that as well. Okay, so that's our.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for attending today's webinar, Designing and Modeling Intersections and Driveways. This is the fourth session of our 8-part webinar series for Open Roads Designer, How to Deliver from Survey to Plan Production. Before we begin, we wanted to cover a few housekeeping items. At the bottom of your screen are multiple application widgets you can use. All the widgets are resizable and movable, so feel free to move them around to get the most out of your desktop space. You can expand your slide area or maximize it to full screen by clicking on the arrows in the top right corner. If you have any questions during the webcast, you can submit them through the Q&A widget. We will try to answer as many as we can during the live webcast. Please know we do capture all questions. The dataset for today's session and additional learning materials and opportunities are available in the resource list. We encourage you to download any resources or bookmark any links that you may find useful. For the best viewing experience, we recommend using a wired internet connection and closing any programs or browser sessions running in the background that could cause issues. Webinars are bandwidth intensive, so closing any unnecessary browser tabs will help you conserve your bandwidth. The webcast is being streamed through your computer, so there is no dial-in number. For the best audio quality, please make sure your computer speakers or headset are turned on and the volume is up so you can hear the presenters. Some networks cause slides to advance more slowly than others, so logging off your VPN is recommended. If your slides are behind, pushing